Today's workout is to strengthen our hips, our glutes. We are going to do some side lying work to get them nice and strong, but as usual in Pilates, we're just going to start warming up the abdomen first, and then we'll do a little stretching also for our hips.
We'll lift our right heel up. We're going to inhale, we rotate the leg, we stretch it out, parallel the leg, and then bring it in. So as we open, we try to keep the hips still and quiet, and as my right knee opens, I'm trying not to let my left hip pop up. The angle of the thigh is important too. I open, this right thigh is rotated out, I slide it, it's rotated out, and then I'll parallel it and bring it back in. This again just starts to open the right hip. Hips can get very tight as we get older. If we become less active when we're sitting longer, especially after we retire, then the hips will get really tight and get very immobile, which causes lots of issues. And then one more here. Now you're going to open the left leg, and then you're going to stretch it out, parallel it, and then bring it in. So as I open the left leg, notice this hip, my opposite hip, my right hip, stays stable and on the ground. If I open and you're tight, sometimes this side will pop up. So we're trying to avoid that. We just kick in to the abdominals. And then also if you're tight, your knee may not open that wide to the side. So you should notice as you do this that it will start to get easier, or your leg will open up further and further as you loosen up. And then one more, open to the side, slide it out, parallel, and bring it in. And then let's open our knees up here. Here also too, it's a great stretch for the inner thighs, which also affect our hips. And then here we want to pull the ribs together, reach the arms up, and we'll take a stretch. Inhale here, exhale it around. Inhale here, exhale it around. Two more, inhale, stretch, exhale around, and one more, inhale and exhale. So we're circling the arms, trying to keep the ribs together without popping them. And we're really just giving our inner thigh muscles a chance to open up. These muscles are part of your quadriceps, and they're very big muscles, and they really do take a little time to open. And this is a nice exercise to hear or stretch, because gravity will help open up your thighs. Good, we'll bring the knees up, we'll bring the arms up. Inhale here. Exhale, tuck your chin, grab the backs of your thighs, and you're gonna roll up using your abdomen. And then you'll look at your navel, you'll scoop your belly to roll down, reach the arms overhead, bring them up, tuck, curl the head, neck, and chest up and roll up. And then we roll back down, reach the arms overhead, reach the arms forward, tuck the chin, rounding up. Here we're just doing a nice ab curl all the way up, pressing down to the feet, curling up. And then one more, rolling down, reach the arms up, tuck the chin, and roll up. Excellent. Way with working out the hips to keep them nice and strong. As we get older, this is an area that I see often, and my clients get very weak, and it leads to lower back pain, knee issues, and of course hip pain. So let's line our hands up under our shoulders and our knees up under our hips. And what we want to try to do is zip in the rib cage by exhaling deeply, and then thinking of a flat pelvis here. So a little curve in the lower back, the tailbone's out a little. We don't want to be over tucked here. So we just want to try to find neutral pelvis. You don't want to be overarched either. And then we just think of lifting up the right leg, and then we're going to lower it down. So as we exhale to lift it up, we're going to just think of keeping our hips on the left side nice and stable. So exhale to lift up, and then again, we're going to just feel that outer right glute. And when we're working on all fours here, we're also working the opposite oblique a lot. So that left oblique will be working a lot. Last 3 and 2 and 1. So we're going to bring the leg down, we're going to stretch it back, and then bend it in, and then stretch it back. So here too, we're trying to keep both hips pointing down towards the floor, and then we're stretching back. And as you go back here, you want to squeeze your right glute. Point your foot straight back, and we're not trying to go up and arch our back. We're just going to feel this more in the glute and in the high thigh or your hamstring. And 3 more, and 2, so pressing back, and then 1. Now keep your legs straight. You're going to tap it down and lift it up and down and up. And again, when you go up, squeeze your right glute, but try not to arch your back too much. You're going to lengthen out of your leg, and you should feel a stretch in the front of your hip and the work in the back side and the hamstring. Now we're going to keep our leg up. You're going to tap the leg to the right, lift it up, and then tap it to the left. So the range of motion should be the width of your mat, right? Try not to go wider or more narrow than the mat. Lift up from the thigh, and you're tapping left and right, and you're still trying to keep a lot of space in your hip, so you're lengthening your leg out of your hip. And tap right, and lift up and tap left, and your hips should stay even. They should not rock from side to side. And then up, and then 1 more up, right, up, left. And then let's bring this leg down. We'll go to the other side. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see me, but now we're going to go into our right. We exhale to lift the right leg up and then down. So as you're going up, you just want to watch that your right hip, you're not leaning out into the right hip. Your 2 hips are facing down towards the floor still. Your shoulders are down your back, and you have a nice strong back. You want to watch that you don't collapse your shoulders and your head down towards the floor. 3 more, pointing your left foot, 2 and 1. Bring your knee under, and then you're going to stretch it back, and then bend it in and stretch it back. So again, as you stretch it back, you're actually trying to keep your hips nice and level, and then work from the leg, right? As you press back, you squeeze your left glute. You're gently pushing down into this right leg just to stay stable, and you want to watch that you're not rocking back and forth as you're moving. And 3, pressing back, 2, and then 1. Keep your leg straight, and then we're going to lift it and tap down and lift and tap. So shoulders should be square, back of the head, and shoulders should be lifting up towards the floor. My leg stays very straight as I lift it up, and I'm trying to really lengthen it out and lift it. So it's a stretch in the left hip and a work in the left glute and hamstring, butt and thigh, back side. 3, nice straight knee, 2, and 1. I lift, I tap it to the right, I lift and tap it to the left. So when you lift, you're going to bring your foot to the outside of your mat, not any wider and really not any more narrow than that. So we lift and tap. Back of the neck is strong, reaching up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are strong. We don't want to collapse in our shoulders. And we lift and we tap. 1 more, lift right, tap, lift left, tap. Good, and then bring your knee under. Walk your knees wide, and then just sit all the way back on your heels. So here you're just trying to stretch your arms out and sink your hips back as best as you can. Forehead on your mat, inhaling and exhaling. Good, then we're going to come up. We're going to just flip onto our back. And then we're going to do a little bit of our onto our back. And then we're going to bring our right leg up to tabletop and then our left leg to meet it. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Press and curl your head, neck, and chest up. And then we're going to pulse our arms for hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. So we inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. It's a great breathing exercise. We strengthen our abdominals, but we mostly get deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. So in your inhale, you want to make sure that you're not dropping down in your head and your chest. Inhale, exhale, and one more inhale, and exhale. Good, lower down, hug your knees into.
So now we're going to do a little stretch. We're going to stretch up into our elephant stretch for Pilates and downward dog for yoga. You want to get your hands nice and wide. Try to press your heels down into the floor, and we're going to bend one knee as we stretch the opposite heel down. Now notice from the crown of my head to my tailbone really stays still. So as I do this, I don't want my hips to swish from side to side, and then I also don't want my head and shoulders to rock back and forth. It's just really, I bend the knee and I'm trying to lengthen the heel down to stretch my heel. So a sign of weak hips would be if I bend my knee and my hip swings out to the side. So try to notice what your hips are doing here, and those exercises that we did really strengthen that part of your hip. Now we're going to go for a little hip stretch. So we're going to lift both heels up high. We stretch the right leg up. We're going to tap it down straight and lift it up and down and up. And 4 more. Nice straight knee. 3, 2, 1. Keep your leg up. Now you're going to bend it in, and we're going to stretch it forward. And this is our pigeon stretch in yoga. Here what we want to do is keep your hips facing straight and then stretch this back leg back. And if it's available and it feels good to you, you can come down onto your forearms, and then you can also come down onto your forehead. Inhaling and exhaling. So here in this stretch, you just really want to try to quiet your glutes, quiet your hip flexors, quiet your muscles, and just try to let your hips open. Inhale and exhale. And one more breath, inhale and exhale. Now walk your hands up to the center of the body, and we're going to just take our left arm up towards the ceiling. And then here, you want to try to squeeze this left glute to open up your left hip. Inhale, exhale, and one more inhale, exhale. We're going to lower our hands down, walk our hands wide, tuck your left toe under, swing your right leg back. We're going to lift the left leg up, tap it down for 5 more. Nice straight left knee, keep your hips square to the mat. And locking at the knee, stretching the hip. Lift your leg up, bend your knee in and forward. And then again, you're trying to keep your hips very straight on the mat. You're trying not to swing over to the side. And then if it feels good, you'll come down to your forearms. And then you can come down to your forehead. And here in this stretch, I like to take deep breaths, inhaling. But especially on my exhale, I really like to relax my hips, relax my glutes, even relax the feet, the ankles, the shins. Try to let everything open up. And one more breath. Now you walk your hands to the middle, take your right arm up towards the sky. Look up as you exhale and squeeze your right glute. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze your right glute. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze. And then last one, lift up, squeeze. Good, lower your hand down. Stretch both legs back. Lying down onto the floor, send your legs apart. Hands are wide, and we're going to go into our swan stretch in Pilates. So think of from your hips to your toes, stay down and on the mat. And if you're typically tight in your glutes, relax your glutes for this. On your inhale, lift your chin, roll your shoulders open, and then lift straight up. So again, my hips, from my hips to my legs should just be quiet. And then I come back down, and I peel my head, I roll my shoulders, I press into my mat, I lift up, and then I come down
And then one more, lift the chin, roll the shoulders open, lift the chest, and then I come down. Then we can press back with our knees nice and wide into child's pose, stretching our arms over our head, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, exhale, and one more inhale, exhale. Good, and we'll come all the way up. And that was your hip work, which again gets very important to do as we get older. Our hips get really weak. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.